Welcome to Botches Off-Road. Join us as we talk about everything from gear reviews to trail stories, tent camping to rock landing, and all things to do with the outdoors. Today we've got one of the not normally on the podcast Botches. We've got Shane. He drives one. Man, we have a lot of third gens in Botches.
Yeah.
How did that even happen?
You converted me.
Yeah. So he drives probably the nicest third gen of the group in terms of shape. Yeah. I would say mine is probably more built than Shane's, but Shane's definitely is in much, much better shape.
Yeah.
She's clean, but I don't keep it that way.
He likes him a little dirty. So, yeah, so we had a fun topic set up that kind of required Gavin.
Yep.
So I guess we'll put that one off a little bit, but we can at least hear a little bit about Shane, a little bit about Shane's 4Runner, a little bit about Land Rovers, and Shane's very sketchy off-road trailer.
Oh yeah, if you want to go down the rabbit hole of weird rigs, I've had all of them, man.
Okay, now I gotta hear the rabbit hole. What is the weirdest rig you've had?
A lifted Jetta sport wagon.
Okay, what year?
2013. So the Mark 6 with the 5-cylinder.
Okay.
I had it on 2 inches of lift, all-terrain tires, rally setup. It was a fun one.
Those things aren't all-wheel drive. They're not all-wheel drive, right?
No, it was not the all-trek. They didn't bring the all-wheel drive option until the Mark 7s.
Yeah, because I sold and had a 2013 Sport Wagon TDI. It wasn't mine. It just lived at my house for 3 months till it sold.
Yep.
They're very nice little cars, man.
I was happy with it. I went from first got into I'll say air quotes here for the listeners, wheeling in a clapped out 2nd gen Forester. That I threw oversized all-terrains on and did the Subaru trash thing of just drifted around, break something every single time I took it out, and tell myself it was the best thing that ever happened to trails.
So, I had a buddy down in Arizona. He quote unquote liked to go rally driving in his 2003 Mitsubishi Lancer. Not Evo, Lancer. And that's what I envision when I think of you with your Subaru.
Oh, I'll have to send it in the group chat for chapter art or something of just all my terrible rigs. But yeah, she was exactly what you think of when you think of a trashy off-road wannabe rally Subaru.
Did you have the big lights on the grill?
Not on the grill, on the bumper, though. Definitely crash-mounted some trail lights. Had ditch lights. Roof rack with ammo cans bolted on.
I get a kick out of people that do the great big red horns behind the grill.
The hella horns.
There's no point in them things. But they look good. They look so good. Yeah, I
will say I had those on my WRX swapped Outback, though.
Hell yes. You got to be careful, because you see, I have a Ricer side, and it's starting to sneak out.
I went from Ricer to Euro trash to Euro hillbilly.
Wait, what was the Euro hillbilly? Oh, the Land Rover.
The Land Rover.
The disco.
Yeah, I will say that I still think of you as the disco guy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So,
That was our first trip with
Yeah,
him,
it'll
so.
stick.
see, our
Hey,
first. I think our first trip with you was our first Mitten State Tours trip. That was.
It was. Tin Cup.
yeah, we did the night run out at
Tin Cup.
not Skitter.
Tin Cup.
That
No,
was Tin Cup. Yeah.
yeah, Tin Cup. I wanted to call it Yankee Hills or Yankee Springs, and I knew that was not Yankee. But yeah,
No, at least Tin Cup's worth going to.
Tin Cup. If it's your very first trail, Tin Cup is not bad.
Yeah.
Tin Cup in the winter can be a lot of fun.
It can be. We've done it in the winter a couple of times, and I'd say that in the winter it's fun. Early spring, before it gets all rutted up, it's really fun.
Yeah.
But it's not challenging at all.
No.
It's just slightly loose sand, and it's a big open trail. It's nothing that I would travel long distance to do.
No.
No, but wide open, it worked well with the disco since it had a clearance of like 9 feet.
Yeah. I think I could have probably done Tin Cup in my crew cab long bed F350.
Yeah. Probably. I
Like,
could have probably done it in the
it's
Ram.
pretty open.
Yeah.
That probably would have been fun in my crew cab long bed F350. I could probably have done the whole trail at like 60.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just bomb it.
At least,
Which is why Derek likes it.
yeah.
Yes. Probably why.
Except Derek wouldn't have been able to keep up with my power stroke, so. But I would have been throwing the body off the frame the entire time.
Yes, you would have.
Like, it would have been so sketchy.
Oh, was that my board falling out from underneath us?
Was that my 2x4 that holds the cab up? That's not good. Oh, that poor truck. I was driving down Apple like a month ago, and it passed me going the other direction. I was like, how the fuck is that thing still on the road? Like, they hadn't done anything. It still had the same fenders, the same hood, the hood stack. I mean, all of it was still there. Same cab. That's the whole reason I sold it, is I couldn't find a cab.
Yep.
Yeah. Sketchy rigs, man. Sketchy rigs are the best.
Yeah, I have had a lot of fun with my sketchy rigs, and now I don't know what to do being in a nice one.
We just have to make it sketchy.
I'm working on it.
So, let's see. I haven't seen you in a hot minute, dude. What fun mods do you have lined up for the Forerunner?
Hey, really the big one right now after what was it, Poker Run was just, I desperately need a full-size spare.
Yeah.
Hey, watching a deep eating and saying like, I don't have one of those. I would
just
be shit out of luck 2 hours from home.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
next on the mod list, they are pretty boring, would be full-size spare, then winch, and working on a comm setup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely need to get that comm set up, because you using handhelds kind of sucks.
Yeah. It's a pain, especially when I'm bouncing around with a 6 and a 3-year-old.
Oh yeah, they just had birthdays, didn't they?
Joseph's is coming up next month, and my William turned 3 back in October, and I'm almost done with having to pack diaper bags for off-roading, which I'm stoked about.
I wish that Jackson would just learn that the toilet is not a scary place. The kid is 3. He can quit going to the bathroom in his diaper.
The go-to move with Joseph was going off-roading and telling him, hey, you can just go on a tree. And now the problem is playing around in the backyard today. He's like, it's too warm to pee inside.
I mean,
All right, bud. I did this to myself.
just move out somewhere where that's not a problem. Like, kids can just drop their pants here and it's fine. I drop my pants here and pee.
Yeah, good chance my neighbor was doing the same thing on the other side of the fence. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, those are my upcoming mods for the Forerunner,
Yeah.
and then my loving Ghetto trailer that I picked up for $300.
I love your Ghetto trailer. I'm not gonna lie.
For 300 and not being a truck bed
Yeah,
trailer,
it's pretty
Hey.
sick.
it gets the job done. It's just a old steel tub, a 4x8 utility trailer. Tires were dry rotted to hell when I got it. So picked up a set of takeoffs from a guy who was parting out a TJ.
So those dry rotted tires, are those the ones that ended up at my house?
They are.
I should get those back to you so I don't have to look at them anymore.
I will throw them in the back of the Ghetto trailer and take them straight to Lucky's when I go to pull a spare for mine.
Yeah, I've ended up with so...
Muted
I
Alex.
lost Odd.
He might.
Sorry about that. I had a cough sneak up on me. I have ended up with so many freaking tires, dude. Like, we were cleaning the shed, getting ready for summer wrenching, and what did I end up with? So I've got a full set of mud terrains, or 35 mud terrains.
Yep.
I've got a full set of stock third gen 16s. I've got
Still got my last Tacoma stock wheels too. Set of those.
Do I?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we got rid of those yet.
I wonder where those are.
It was one of the stacks
You
that was
did-
in front of the shed for a
You
while.
you did get rid of them. You put them on the old Tacoma when you took your wheels off.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I forgot. Yeah, you're right.
And then in the shed I've got an entire set of quad 442 wheels and tires that are brand new but dry rotted. But I can't, and I'd like to get rid of stuff, but like the 442 wheels, I can't get rid of those. They're 14s. You can't find them anywhere.
No.
Yeah, so but we gotta do something because I'm drowning in tires, and I've got so many rotted out spares. How did I end up with so many rotted out spares?
Because we worked on vehicles that had rotted out spares underneath, and like, yeah, these are bad.
Well,
Wonder
you
when-
needed trailer tires. I had two rotted out trailer
Yeah.
tires.
Yeah, I
You
got
got
those.
two rotted out trailer tires.
Yeah, that was quite the experience having two tires blow on the what expressway were we on?
131.
Was it 131?
Yep, just
Yeah,
south of
'cause
the
that was
ballpark.
after third gen weekend.
Yep. Which, are you excited?
If I can make it, yeah.
Come, dude. We planned it for that weekend for you.
I know, I'm the worst. That Navy has ruined any chance of me being fun.
So, why you got stuff coming up that might be that weekend now?
Possibly, yeah.
Just do what I did when I was in the reserves and tell them to get bent.
It was really easy when I wasn't in charge of the unit.
Yeah.
Oh, you're actually like important now.
Yeah, I am the staff NCO for the unit, so
See, that's where you
That's
fucked
right.
up.
Very much so. Yeah.
You
Still
see,
not a lot of pay and an obscene amount of responsibility. So,
you either die a hero, E4 Mafia, or you live to be the villain, and you have lived to be the villain.
yeah.
I will say you are the most E4 NCO I've ever met in my life.
Oh, yeah. Stick to my roots.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I had this one NCO when I was in the reserves. This dude was the most E4 dude. I can't even say E4 dude. He tried to be a high-speed E5, but he'd only been in the Army for 3 years. Got fast-tracked to E5, and then had no idea how the Army worked. And, like, he joined the Army after I got out of active duty. Like, that's how fresh this dude is. And he tried to talk down to me like he was better than me, and I was like, oh, dude, I went off on him one day. I was just over it. It just, oh. That's that crap, man. If you got a specialist who's been in the Army longer than you, you better show a little bit of respect. Especially if that E4 was active duty before they came to your unit, and you're just a fresh E5 that was never active duty.
Shout out my buddy, my Lance Corporal retired. But yeah, I check all the boxes for your dirtbag E4. I've got a jacked up 4Runner.
Hell yeah.
I've got a Mustang. It's a 6-cylinder. And my wife and I got married like basically once I met her.
Hell yeah. I mean, I can't. Okay, I knew my wife for a while because we dated in high school. But I got out of the Army, and like 4 months later, we were married. After getting back together when I got out of the Army.
Yeah, I was fresh boot, and just like 3 months in, I'm like, oh, it's time to buy a ring.
I was engaged right out of AIT to a girl from Washington, and it was like she was in AIT with me. We met in AIT and we got engaged. Dumbest decision ever, dude. That relationship was doomed to fail. I'm glad we didn't get married before I left for Korea.
But the BAH.
Dude, listen. So I'll tell a little bit of the story because there's no way in hell this girl's listening. But so it was 4th of July, which 4th of July for us comes up, or in Korea came up a day before 4th of July in the States. Yep. So for us it was like midday. We were at an amusement park, and she'd been blowing up my phone. She was at some fireworks show in, I want to say Seattle. And I was like, hey, I'm getting on a roller coaster. I won't be able to respond for like 5 minutes. By the time that I'd gotten off the roller coaster, I had like 18 missed calls, 100 and some texts. She'd broken up with me like 20 times and gotten back together with me the same amount of times. And my dumbass didn't see this as a sign and just stayed with her for another 4 months.
Hey, you might beat me on the boot scale.
Dude, I was boot as fuck. Then, when I got out of Korea and went to Fort Huachuca, Arizona, I drove down in my 4-cylinder TJ and pretty much immediately bought a Cobra. An old Cobra. At least, okay, so I'll say that my Mustang wasn't as boot as most Mustangs because I only had a 3% APR instead of a 30% APR.
Ooh.
And my Mustang wasn't brand new. I only paid 10 grand for it. And I sold it for 35 grand, so...
I do dodge on the new Mustang and APR. Mine's a 66, so
yeah.
The 6-cylinder's somewhat justified.
Can we at least V8 swap that thing?
it was on the to-do list at one point.
Can we add it to the to-do list again?
After I get it running again.
Can we 4.7 liter Toyota V8 swap it? Okay, can we do a...
I'm all for the weird engine swaps, but there's some things that are just sacrilege.
What engine was it that they put in the Mustang from Fast 3?
2JZ?
Was it a 2J? I feel like it was Nissan, though, wasn't it?
It was a Nissan, I thought.
I thought it was an RB of some kind.
I don't know. It was like 20 Fast and Furiouses ago.
Yeah, but it was the best of them. Yeah, it was an RB26. I wonder if they actually made that car. Hold up. All of those cars were powered by a 403 cubic inch V8. Those engine sounds, all of them were dubbed over. Dude, I don't know. I think your Mustang needs to get an RB or a Toyota. I think you just have... A 2J would be cool, dude. Okay, fine.
A 2J would rip, but right now it's on the original 200 cubic inch i6.
What if we Barra swapped it? Because then it's at least sticking to the Ford thing. It's just way freaking cooler.
At my last company, I had a buddy that was trying to get me to drop the engine from his Fox body into it because he had a twin turbocharged 5.0.
That would have been
decided to go the supercharger route. And then I had kids and said oh, I don't need a screaming metal death trap.
Yeah, okay, but your kids are 3 and 6. They want their dad to have a cool car.
Yeah. And that's when I got the Rover.
I don't know,
hey,
dude.
honey, I'm getting a Land Rover. And then come home in my jacked up shoebox of a disco.
Yeah, I told my wife, I'm gonna go get this Taurus show. I'm gonna go get this '90s Ford Taurus show out in Chicago. It'll be great. And I came home in a rotted out 3rd gen 4Runner. Me and my friend Cody, when we went on that trip, we joked that we were the cavemen leaving the cave to come home with the we were going hunting.
Yeah.
Our hunting trip went well. We came home with a piece of junk. I don't know. I think the 4Runners treated me well. Mm-hmm. We've done a lot of patching and a lot of repairs, but at the end of the day, it's been a pretty good performer for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I've been happy in the 4Runner because I've done significantly less repairs than I did in the disco.
But you also never take your 4Runner out. We never see you. What the hell, dude?
Hey, I'll give you my drill weekend.
Oh, I know.
A full year.
I know. Well, you just gotta tell them ahead of time that someone who's just below you needs to take over for April 25, 26, and 27. Okay, at least 26 and 27. You can go on Friday.
Yeah.
As the CO for Botches Off Road, I will write a oh man, is that what they're called in the Navy? I don't even know what you guys call stuff.
Yeah, chit.
I'll get you some documentation saying that you're released to the company of Botches Off Road. We'll make you wear our unit patch for those 3 days, and I'll make sure to send pictures to your company to prove that you are actually doing your job.
Yeah.
And your job is community outreach for third gen Forerunners. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll write them a memo.
Oh, don't tempt me. I'll write a citation for it.
Do it, dude. Do it. That'd be so funny. And I'll make sure that you get. Do you guys have COAs?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make sure you get either a COA or an ARCOM. I'll have to send it up the channels though. Though you are an NCO, so there's a better chance of you getting an ARCOM than a COA.
Enamel stick.
Purple Heart. Looking at how our weekends go.
Yeah, based off of a first, third gen weekend, possibly.
I think there will be a lot less of that this year. I think we're a little bit better set up than we were last year. And your alternator isn't questionable years old anymore.
Yeah. That, and now that it's getting warm, I'm going to go to a pick and pull and just grab a handful of spares.
Yeah. We were just talking before we started recording about CV axles. And I was like, Mark, too bad you can't just share. I've got like 5 of them now. Like, we have a whole... aren't our boxes Navy boxes, or were they Air Force? I can't even remember.
I don't remember. I'm really trying
I've got a whole military crate full of CV axles right now. Like, there's so many of them. I've also got one filled to the top with third gen Forerunner knuckles, so you can really see where my priorities lie. However, I cannot find the knuckle that I broke. I'm wondering if it accidentally got scrapped. So there goes our trophy.
Yeah, well, I have to start a new one.
We'll just we'll swap it out for a bent Tacoma knuckle.
No. That's my own trophy for dumb shit.
Yeah, third gen Forerunner weekend, that'll be fun, man. I'm hoping that this year more than just us show up.
Yeah.
We definitely need to share it on a couple different pages than just ours.
Yeah.
So I shared it to third gen Forerunner enthusiast, right? And this dork, I'm not gonna make fun of him. This dude comments, right? So it's third gen Forerunner enthusiast. The dude comments and says, "Is this?" Oh, and the name for the event is third gen Forerunner camping weekend. So he messages me, or he comments, "Is this just for third gen Forerunners?" Like, no, I just posted it in a third gen Forerunner group and named it third gen Forerunner because it sounded fun.
Yep.
It's for TJs.
Yeah. See, would TJs be considered third gen though? I guess JK would be more third gen than TJ. If CJ's first gen, well, I guess MJs exist, so TJ would be third gen because you've got MJ, CJ, then TJ. Oh, yeah. YJ. Damn it. There's a YJ. So YJs would be third gen. So in a couple third gen weekends, when we have the Botches Chimera build with us, which is a third gen Forerunner frame with a YJ body,
third gen G.
it'll literally be a third gen weekend vehicle. Beautiful. All right, so other than your sketchy trailer, are you gonna do anything to your sketchy trailer?
Yeah, it's got a rack on top for storage. A fold up cover lid. Made that's. I don't want to do anything else to it because right now it's a piece of junk, and if it breaks, and I don't care.
Yeah.
So where are we slapping the rooftop tent? On the 4Runner or on the trailer?
I get in a rooftop tent. I'll be
Oh my
for
God.
life and camp on the ground.
Are we all kind of anti-rooftop tents?
I think so.
All right, so what is your reasoning for not getting a rooftop tent?
Disability. Hey, do you think I want to climb into something 10 feet off the ground to sleep?
You know, that is one of my arguments against them as well. It sounds like my knees would be killing me after the first couple of nights. Also, winter camping in a rooftop tent just doesn't sound all that great.
No.
The snow is a really good insulator, so why would I want to get rid of that and replace it with air rushing underneath my truck?
Oh, yeah.
Or under my tent. Like, regardless if you've got a foam cushiony mattress or not, like, it's inherently going to be colder in that tent than a ground tent. Especially if I can just run a wood stove in a ground tent. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then, obviously, cost is a big factor in why I'm not too interested in them. Because why do I want to spend $4,000 on a tent that's smaller than my $100 tent from Walmart?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
just,
because I was looking at the surplus store and they had like a. I'm trying to remember what it was a giant military tent. You could put it's pretty much a hot tent. You could put a stove in it. They only want like 1,000 something based off conditions.
that's what I'm saying, man. Like, you can get military tents. You get those big enough to sleep 20 to 30 guys for less than one rooftop tent.
I want to say it was like a 12 by 12.
Like, that's a good sized tent, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, does the Navy even do field exercises, or are your field exercises on a ship?
Hey, like, I'm blue side Navy, so I don't do field exercises unless we're doing joint task training. Hey, but, like, CBs, Corpsmen, hey, any of your green side or Gator Navy, they do plenty of field exercises.
Have never heard this term, blue side or green side.
Hey, well, I'm blue.
So I got it figured out. Right. I got it figured out. But I didn't understand that you had Navy personnel that were basically Marines.
Yeah, like we have construction battalions, or all of the Marine Corps' medical is Navy.
Why do the Marines even exist? I've been trying to... So, like, all Marines, I'm sorry. I'm going to shit on you a little bit. Why do the Marines exist? I mean, think about it. You've got the Navy that does water. The Navy has people that go on ships that do pretty much the same job a Marine would. But then if they're on the ground, they do pretty much the same job that the Army does. The Army also has divers, so you can't even use swimming as an excuse.
Yeah, but
why
your
do the
divers
Marines
aren't as good
exist?
as our divers.
I don't know. Our divers are pretty good. But you see what I'm saying, though? Like, really, why do we have a Marines? Is it just because... I don't even know. And then, to go even farther, they're called the few and the proud or whatever. I know so many Marines. I know more Marines than I know soldiers. And apparently soldiers are everywhere. Like, what the heck, dude? And then, when I'm talking to a Marine, they're like, yeah, my company was like 300 people. And I'm like, dude, my companies were like 40 people. Mark's just like, I have no idea what these guys are talking about.
Yeah. Never had the calling.
You should have. It's the best thing I ever did with my life.
Yeah.
It really set me up to get out and be an IT guy, and instead I farm turkeys. So that's great. It's kind of like I'm going to war every single day. Because
Fair.
those turkeys want me dead way more than anyone else ever has.
They're miserable animals.
Dude, turkeys are so dumb. And we talk about it enough on the podcast. Everyone should know turkeys are really, really dumb. All right, so now that we've went on a very long tangent about anti-everything military, so the Forerunner has, you got your a couple of things set up for the Forerunner. You're not going to do nothing to the sketch trailer. Can we at least make the sketch trailer less sketch by putting a Botches sticker on it?
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Oh, well then when you go to resell it, it's worth like $4,000. So like, beautiful.
Yeah, the markup. This was featured on podcast.
Yeah. Are you at least going to be able to make it to Botches yearly? Because we definitely moved that for you too.
One's yearly. That's September, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of bummed if I'll be bummed if you miss third gen weekend.
Yeah. Right now my whole summer, slash spring is like non-existent. June is potentially completely off the table. August is off the table.
Yeah. How many years you got left?
10.
So
Unless I break myself so badly that they say they don't want me.
So you joined 15 or 14?
Yeah. January of 15.
Man, look at this. I was in the service longer than you. And I didn't go anywhere with my life. Jesus. See, you die a villain, or you live to be, or you die a hero, or you live to be a villain.
Yep. And I have done that.
Yeah, let's see, I joined June 10th of 2014. So when you joined, you said January of 15. Did you leave for boot camp January 15 then?
Yeah. I went in and signed probably about when you shipped.
Okay. So yeah, I would have been, when you left for boot camp, I was in Korea. See, January. So I would have been on my very first big Army field exercise by that time, which was a very wild experience because we were sent to a rock Army base and they literally picked up all our equipment with helicopters and set us on a mountaintop. And going from basic and AIT to suddenly being flown around in helicopters is a very fun experience, especially when you're just a comms guy and you should not be doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, the stuff you do that you have no right to do is always the fun stuff.
Not even a little bit. I never got any sort of helicopter training. Man, I even flew in a C-137 one time. I had no need to be on that plane. I didn't have a jump badge or nothing. Oh. Well, I don't think I have anything else for you there, Shane.
I've got no exciting stuff coming up that I'm working on with the Forerunner, other than just hopefully wheeling it more.
Mm.
And then leaving me the keys when you go away, so I can wheel it.
You get the kids that come with it.
Hey, I told you, man. Well, you're gone. Just let us know. We will take your kids out because I don't want them to miss out on all that fun.
Yeah, they're already itching to hit the trails again because I haven't been out on a trail run in probably a good month now.
All right, so in April, what is your current drill schedule in April?
Drill the first weekend of April, then have a wedding the 12th.
Okay.
Then Easter weekend, then Joseph's birthday party thrown in there somewhere, and then it's May.
So, Easter weekend. Wait, when is Joseph's birthday?
15th.
Well, Easter weekend, we should do a little bit of trail cleanup. Spend like an hour Saturday morning or something, or a couple hours Saturday morning.
Yeah, I know end of this month on the 29th, there's a trail cleanup out at Yankee. I was going to take the trailer out for that one, maybe throw chainsaw and everything in it, go try and fill it with trash, because I know last time I took the boys out there, like one of the trails had a couch off on the side of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking, because I want to have our trailer ready to do that stuff before we go out to do trail cleanup. So I'm looking more for like mid-April. Like Easter weekend would be really good.
Yeah. Go and do like Skitter or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Skitter and like Mark's Nemesis, just make sure all the trash is picked up in those areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trails that I actually care about, that if the DNR shut down, I'd be pretty pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which, around here, our trails stay pretty clean. Usually, if there's trash, it's local dumping. It's not wheeling.
Yep.
Or it's a random third-gen 4Runner mirror that got lost on Skitter Hill and buried in the mud. Because, well, we have recovered one of them.
Yep.
Because when we went back, like, a month later, we found the first one that I lost. Mm-hmm. The second one, last I knew, is still buried in a rut on the hill somewhere.
Yep.
Well, if we go do Skitter, we can probably find a 2004 Land Rover rear bumper mount.
Yeah, I definitely want to get out and get those areas just kind of kept up. And I'm thinking, a couple times throughout the summer we'll head out there and just do like I said, an hour, maybe 2 hours. We won't do any really wheeling except for to get out there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think that is it then. Do we have any housekeeping with this, Mark? I guess I should check LB and see if we got any boosts.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
But I doubt we did because everybody hates us, so... There are no boosts because you all hate us.
Darn.
Except for Magnolia Mayhem. He is boosted in. We'll give him a pass on the hatred.
Oh yeah.
So, on that note, we will catch you guys later.
Yep. Later.